Hello people of the internet, I'm going to show you my finished comic strip of Phineas and the spin-off crossovers. A comic where Fairly OddParents meet Phineas and Ferb with The Simpsons, Kim Possible, Family Guy and more crossovering into Phineas's dimension. And there's Icky Vicky saying, "Trap!" And there's Candace pointing the finger towards Vicky saying, "You are so busted." So let's have a look at the comic story, shall we, that I just recently finished off. So this is page 1 of my comic strip. And here's Phineas and Ferb building an airplane. And here's Phineas saying to Ferb, "Great job for making sure the aircraft we built has plenty of fuel." And here's Candace seeing Phineas and Ferb build the airplane. "Phineas and Ferb, you're so busted." And this was Dr. Doofenshmirtz yelling at Perry, "Curse you, Perry the Platypus, Agent P!" And here is The Simpsons are travelling to Danville and it's Air United instead of United Airlines, so it changed it up a bit. And here's Bart in on the airplane. "It'd be fun to visit a tri-state area," Bart to Homer. And Bart then says, "It'll be fun to leave Springfield." And Homer says, "Agreed, son. Danville will be fun." The Simpsons Airport one-way airplane preparing for takeoff. Page 2. Timmy Turner from the Fairly OddParents teleports to Phineas and Ferb's backyard. "Holy moly, where am I?" Timmy Turner says to Phineas and Ferb, and Phineas with his finger up saying, "Well, you were in Danville." Trixie wondering where Timmy is, the Asian girl. "Oh, where the heck is Timmy?" Not to be confused with Tootie, that's Vicky's sister. Trixie is the one Timmy likes, who's the Asian girl. Timmy feeling relieved. "So glad Cosmo and Wanda took me to another dimension. No more Vicky," who's obviously the evil babysitter. Vicky and Candace arguing in Candace's room. "Where am I? I have a trip to sorter," Vicky says to Candace. Candace replies, "Oh, you are so busted, Vicky." Flashback to 2 weeks ago. And Vicky says to, what's her name? Chloe, "Eat the damn steak, Chloe." And Chloe replies, "Vicky, I'm a vegetarian." Vicky replies, "I did not care. I could care less if you are a veggie. Eat the meat." And this is the next page. And there's the head of the vegan club, and he was from, what's the name of that one of the dog? Mr. Pickles. "Welcome to the vegan club." And then he had the vegan club from Sorktail, and he's thinking to himself, "This vegan milkshake is so tasty." And then, out of nowhere, boom! Jimmy Neutron turns up. "Ah, not my universe, got a blast!" Coloured in Dr. Doofenshmirtz's eyes, since I forgot to colour his eyes in. Dr. Doofenshmirtz responds to, she speaks first, Lilo. "You suck, Dr. Doofenshmirtz." "Boy, I just want to take over the tri-state area," Dr. Doofenshmirtz replies. Dr. Doofenshmirtz responds to Lilo. And here's Kim Possible. Kim speaking to Francis Monogram. "Major Monogram, I am at Dr. Doofenshmirtz's lair." And here is page 6, 2 weeks later. Linda calls the doctors on her daughter Candace to commit her. And Candace says, "What? Mom, look, I am not crazy." Phineas and Ferb are actually building airplanes, roller coasters, space rockets, etc. And the doctor says to him, "Tell me, Candace, where do their inventions go?" And Candace replies, "I have no clue, but they build them and never get busted." Page 7 on my comic. Phineas and... there's no title to it. It's got all this on it. So basically, Candace says, "I told you," as he's grabbed by the doctor. "Holy shoot." And here's a helicopter here. "Holy moly, a spacecraft launched in Danville." And this is a speech bubble. "It was nice for all my neighbours to let us use the neighbour's yard." That was Phineas to Isabel, and this is Isabella to Phineas. "Oh boy, the moon again." This is them in the space shuttle. "It's good Phineas and Isabella in space. It's good to be traveling to the moon with you, Isabella. Definitely, Phineas. Now, page 8. Dr. Doofenshmirtz robbing the Bank of Danville. Bank of Danville. Everyone on the run, this is a bank robbery. Dr. Doofenshmirtz yells out. And Vanessa, Dr. Doofenshmirtz's daughter, replies, Dad, can you just stop being evil for once? And somebody yells out, one of the hostages inside the bank, why is a pharmacist robbing the bank? And then Vanessa says, you're going to be so busted. A Canadian agent driving into the United States from the Canadian-US border. US-Canadian border. And there's Agent Lila. Hello, I am entering the US to help Alka stop Dr. Doofenshmirtz. It's page 10. And there's... what's his name? Mr. Crocker in Dr. Doofenshmirtz's lair. What is this? Your lair? I need you. And Dr. Doofenshmirtz says, what the fuck are you doing in my lair? I said Dr. Doofenshmirtz's voice more like a feminine voice than his actual voice. It's hard for me to do voices, but I'm just reading them out to you the best you can. So this is page 11 from the Finding Space. Okay, someone, Major Monogram is contacting Perry on his wristwatch. Agent P, you must head to New York to stop Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Major Monogram to Perry. And there's Agent P leaving for a space capsule. Agent P! Hey, where's Perry? Phineas asks Isabella inside the spacecraft. All of a sudden, Phineas and Isabella get abducted. Sip! Being abducted, being taken by aliens. Page 12, inside the spaceship. Stewie Griffin shoots off the alien's head who abducted him, Phineas and Isabella. Alien's head explodes. Thanks for saving us, Stewie. Isabella to Stewie, and Phineas replies, thanks for saving us, Stewie. We could never have done it without you. And Stewie replies, no problem. I love watching you and Ferb on Disney Minus. We are like brothers, Stewie replies. Here's the next page, back in Danville, California. Vicky abusing Timmy while babysitting him like always. Listen, Trip. My home, my rules. All of a sudden, Cosmo and Wanda appear. Magical fairies! I do not know what's going on, but you are so busted. All of a sudden, Candace enters Vicky's house. I heard busting. First time. Vicky replies, shut up. And Candace replies, I was only trying to help you bust Timmy. And then Vicky says, I don't need no help. And then Candace replies, fine, I will bust you. I'm calling 911 for your abuse of Timmy. And then Vicky replies, Candace, please don't, I beg. And then Candace replies to Vicky one last time, I'm calling the cops on you. You're going to be so busted. Dr. Doof in New York with his daughter Vanessa. Yes, it is great to build another lair here in Brooklyn, Dr. Doofenshmirtz says. And here's what Vanessa has to say. Whatever, I'm not getting involved with your evil ways. Vanessa being a normal 16-year-old and not getting involved. Like she shouldn't. Okay, there's the Canadian-US border. Milo Murphy and Melissa also Sarah are traveling from Augusta, Maine to New York City. Wow, it'd be cool to be traveling back to the tri-state area, Milo says to Melissa and Sarah on board the aircraft. Melissa Chase has to say this. Only an hour and a half flight, Milo. And there's Milo's airplane seat. Milo and Melissa on the airplane. Next page. Jimmy Neutron on his space rocket crashing above the skies of Dimsdale, California. We're gonna crash, Timmy yells out loud. Candace to Vicky. Vicky, you make Timmy go to bed at 6 p.m. Go to bed, you trip, Vicky to Timmy. Timmy to Vicky. But Vicky, it is only 6:05 p.m. Vicky to Timmy. Well, it is 9:05 in the East Coast. Bad! Neutron crashes into Vicky's house. Sorry for the crash. I have lost control of my ship while arriving back on Earth. You are so busted! Candace and Vicky say simultaneously. Get the F out of my house, Trip. You are just like my brothers. I mean, Vicky says to Timmy, and now Candace says this to Jimmy. You are just like my brothers, Phineas and Ferb. You are so busted. And then Jimmy Neutron replies, boy, you girls are worse than Cindy. 1 week later. And this is Buford to Phineas. Phineas and Ferb, your sister Candace is such a snit and a beep for always trying to bust you guys. Buford, don't say that about Candace. It is true, though. Here's the next page. Vicky has become Bart Simpson's babysitter. Ah, Hickey Vicky, stop! And then Vicky says to Bart, Trip, Mr. and Mrs. Simpson told me that you are bad news. I need a tough babysitter. Vicky is the best babysitter for the job, Trip. Bart Simpson yells out loud, help, Vicky is abusing me. Vicky gets busted on this page. Vicky, come out with your hands up. Less jail time if you give up now. Chief Wiggum to Vicky yells out through the megaphone. Like I give a beep, Trip. Vicky to Bart. And then Chief Wiggum says this to the Simpsons residents, to the Simpsons house with Vicky and Bart at home. Candace Flynn told me all about you, Vicky. You're busted. Vicky gets arrested. And here's a thought bubble of Vicky thinking this. Candace and Bart will pay for this. And this is what Chief Wiggum has to say. Right, Vicky, since you're an evil babe... Why, Vicky, your evil babysitting ways have come to an end. Crime doesn't pay. And then Chief Wiggum says, since you are only 16, we are sending you to juvenile. Or is it juvie? Oh, a juvenile. Yes, like a prison for minors. And then Vicky says this as Candace says this while Vicky gets arrested. Finally busted, Vicky. Now I need to travel to New York to help Vanessa bust Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Here's the next page. And this is back in New York City. And this is Dr. Doofenshmirtz filled with joy. Yes, yes. I'll be taking over the New York tri-state area with the help of Stewie Griffin, Siegel and Draken. Siegel, Draken from Kim Possible helping Dr. Doofenshmirtz take over the New York tri-state area. And this is what Dragon has to say. This city has more people than my home state of Colorado. And this is what Siegel says to Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Heck yeah, Dr. D. Me and Draken make a superb team. Here's the next page. Candace and Vanessa team up to bust Dr. Doofenshmirtz when all of a sudden Connie from Family Guy bursts through the door. We are working as a team to bust Dr. Doofenshmirtz. He is gonna be busted. And then Connie bursts through the room. Candace, Vanessa, my name is Connie from Quahog, Rhode Island, and I will help you bust Dr. Doof. Candace, Vanessa and Connie have all arrived at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City. It says, welcome to New York on the sign. It's got different airlines here, like British Air, I just call it British Air, Air Canada, American Airlines. And there's the terminal. 8 hours later, Candace, Vanessa, Connie have arrived in New York City. And this is what Candace says to Vanessa and Connie. It'll be fun to bust your dad here in New York. And Connie replies, finally gonna bust my dad in the city that never sleeps. And then Connie says, hey, let us bust Dr. Doofenshmirtz together. Meanwhile, in Springfield, Oregon, Springfield Minor Prison, where to find the author, and this is where you can find me. Obviously, you're watching this on my YouTube channel, Autistic James, and I'm also on Instagram as Autistic James or Autistic James, who also post my artwork. And here's Vicky bursting through the canteen. I have no friends in jail. And somebody yells out, "Ha! Beep! Icky Vicky! Stop making eye contact with me!" Icky Vicky enters through the jail canteen door, feeling aggravated like always. Gina and Vicky form a plan to escape. Okay, there's Gina. "Hey Vicky, I have a plan to bust out of here. Are you in?" And Vicky replies, "For sure. Let's get the heck out of here, and Bart Simpson and Candace Flynn are going down." Back in New York, Phineas and Ferb are on the top of the Empire State Building. This is Candace. Oh no, this is what Phineas says to Ferb. "Ferb, we should build a new skyscraper while we're here in New York City." And then Candace says to Phineas and Ferb, "Phineas and Ferb, you're in New York. Oh, I am phoning Mom about you building a skyscraper here, and you're going to be so busted." And this is Vanessa's response with her hand over her head. "Candace, we are supposed to be busting my dad, Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Forget about busting your brothers." In Dr. Doofenshmirtz's lair. The tri-state area of New York will be ours for the taking, Draken and Seagull. And then Draken replies with, "For sure, it'd be swell." And then Vanessa walks through the room saying, "Dad, stop. Candace and Connie and I all came here to bust you." All of a sudden, Gretel bursting into Dr. Doof's lair to save the day. "Your days of evil have come to an end." "No, not I'm saying Gretel." There's Dr. Doofenshmirtz after being beaten up by Gretel. And this is his foreboding. "Gretel thinks she won, but can Gretel defeat Seagull and Dragon?" Some more people to fight, and here's Seagull. "Try to stop me and Draken, Hamster and Gretel." And this is the last page of my comic strip. And Kim Possible is beating up Dr. Dr. Dragon. And there's the room to Dr. Doofenshmirtz's lair. "See, once again, you have beaten me, Kim. See, Dragon, crime does not pay. Now, to help Hamster and Gretel stop Seagull." And here's Seagull on a private plane getting away. Seagull escapes on a private jet. "So long, Kim. You are never gonna find me." And here's Kim Possible out of frustration. "Darn it, Seagull escaped." The end.